You guys got tissues, right? Hi everyone, it's me Gaming Do, and today I am going to list my top 6. I'm making a change because this is one of my last videos for summer vacation. I'm going to do my top 6 saddest TV show episodes I've seen in my opinion. But these are shows I really like a lot that I found to have really sad episodes. So let's get this list on the road with number 6 is Mad Love from Batman the Animated Series. Just psychologically, this episode is very, 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 very sad. The abuse of Harley Quinn, Joker's stories about how his father abused him, the feeling of uncertainty if Harley and Joker really love each other or not. This is just a really confusing yet sad episode. I don't really have that much to say about this episode because there's not that many sad Batman the Animated Series episodes. And I did not want to put Heart of Ice on here because that one would have been obvious. Because that's obviously the saddest episode of the series, but I just wanted to put another less obvious one. Up next, number 5, Have You Seen the Snail from SpongeBob SquarePants? I never thought an episode with SpongeBob would get this dark. But it did. And I'm surprised this is a post-movie episode. I think this would have fit better in a pre-movie episode, really. It's definitely probably my favorite post-movie episode of the series. I love this episode. But it's just so sad, and it shows probably exactly how I'd feel if I lost my pet. Like if I lost Scrappy or Husky Puppy or something like that. If I lost them, I'd be devastated. This episode shows how it feels to lose a pet, and it's really, really, really sad. Alright, number 4 is a show not a lot of people know about, but it's an old show from the 80s. It's the series finale to the show Alf. Alf is a show about an alien who crashed into the Tanner's house and stars Willie, Kate, Brian, and Lynn, and they go on and he's a destructive alien, sort of, but has good intentions and he likes to eat cats, and they have a pet that they try to keep away from Alf all the time. However, the family never wants Alf to be shown around people because they're afraid they'll call the alien task force and take him away. Well, in this last episode, this is the series finale. He gets caught by the alien task force. And this is just such a cheerful show. It's a feel-good show, with this, I think, being the only sad episode of the entire series. There's other sad episodes, but they're not on, could possibly be on the list episodes. This is the only episode of the series that's really, 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 really sad. I mean, everyone's devastated that he gets taken to the alien task force, and I know there's a Project Alf movie that came out in the late 90s that continued this story, but they should have had a season 5 of this show where maybe they show Alf in the task force and one show they should do a reunion on is this Alf show. This was a very funny and good show. It's good natured, it's got good heart, it's very heartwarming. I don't see why they couldn't continue this show. It's sad it had to end this way. Number 3 is a show that is a spin-off of another show that is on this list. But It's Riley Town from Girl Meets World. Now, how do I feel about Girl Meets World? I didn't really like the first season, but the second and third season I thought were pretty much on par with Boy Meets World. And this season 2 episode is just, it's sad how Riley gets bullied and how down she gets, and he breaks down and cries at the end of the episode because cyberbullying. And at the end of this episode, the whole school comes out and tells people basically to stop being bullies, and personal messages to all the bullies out there. This episode is just heartbreaking. I felt bad for Riley because I've been bullied in my life. And this show got pretty good after the first season. I thought the first season was what the heck is this? I was actually so excited for this show because Boy Meets World was actually a show from my childhood. I'd watch it on ABC Family all the time, and then when I heard another show was coming out, I got really excited. And the first season was kind of a letdown. But the second and third season actually were on par with Boy Meets World. Seasons 1 through 7, the entire series. On par. It was really, really, really good. And this episode shows it. Just the pure emotion of people bullying you. Bullying is wrong. Let me tell you that. I hate people who bully. I really do. And this episode just makes me feel bad for Riley and everyone around her. And it's just a really sad episode that I can kind of relate to. Number 2 is Boy Meets World, but it's multiple episodes. Because this show is freaking depressing at times. If you don't know, Boy Meets World is the Girl Meets World of the 90s. This show came out in 1993 and ended in 2000. And I love this entire show. But there are so many depressing episodes in this series. There's the fact that Sean doesn't have a father throughout the series. Corey, when Topanga breaks up with him, depends on alcohol to cheer him up. Which I'd never expect Corey Matthews to do. He's one of the most cheerful people in kind of television history. He's just such a happy guy, and he depends on alcohol to cheer him up. I know you lost your girlfriend, but still, you should never depend on alcohol. There's the episode where Sean's father, who he meets in season, I think the beginning of season 3 maybe, dies in one episode. And there's the wedding complications. There's just so many sad episodes in this series. But I think the saddest episode of the entire series is sort of the same as Alf, the series finale. This episode just recaps the joy of the entire series and just is a really sad goodbye to this series. But, however, number 1 on this list is an episode you would never expect to see. Or a show you never expect to see on this list. It's Kenny Dies for Real on South Park. Yep, number 1, the saddest episode of any TV show is from fucking South Park. But they take this on so seriously. How Stan is devastated by Kenny's death. There's lots of crying and sadness, and you kind of hate Cartman in this episode because he really doesn't feel bad for Kenny. He just feels bad for his plan or something like that. This episode is just so sad. And you feel really bad for everyone. But he does come back the following season at the end of season 6. So that's it. Gaming Do here. See you later. There will be one more video out to celebrate the last day of summer vacation. That's it. Gaming Do here. See you later. Bye.